Good evening and salutations, my Days of Lives fans. So, let's start off with Rafe and Jada. I don't know what was going on with Rafe to some extent, but he seemed like he was kind of in a pissy mood. Jada isn't there talking about how she went to go see Bobby the day before, and he's like, okay. And he says something sarcastic, and that's generally his tone. He says a lot of these sarcastic jokes or whatever, or just yeah, sarcastic jokes or comments. And there's a point where Jada's like, yeah, just let you know, he still has feelings for me. And part of me was just like, why did you feel the need to say that? Do you think that the person that you're seeing now is going to want to hear how some other man still has feelings for you? Because I don't think that's going to fly with you out. I really don't. I think if the roles were reversed, she wouldn't like that. So I don't really understand why she brought that up. But she talks eventually about how um, Bobby knows about a cold case or whatever, and I want to sit there and try to pursue it. I want to sit there and try to question him about it. And Rafe is like, this guy's manipulating you. You know, he's just going to sit there and keep stringing you along just to sit there and see you and stuff. And I don't want you going back there. And she argues with him a little bit, and she even sits there and says, well, if this was a male cop or whatever, you wouldn't be telling me to back down. And it's like, it's not about you being a male cop, it's about you being his girlfriend. And you putting yourself in a dangerous situation where he generally cares about you. But she's not going to let it go. And she's like, I'm going to do this. So at first he wanted to go with her, and I'm like, no. So eventually she goes down there to talk to Bobby. Now, Bobby was there talking about Lena for a hot minute, which I don't even understand why. I don't understand why. First of all, just to really get into this, and this is a question that somebody in my chat said that I didn't even think about. And I think it's mostly because I've been kind of like, I'm not super invested in this whole DID storyline. But somebody was like, why is Everett there? Why is Bobby there? Why? He can leave at any point in time he wants. I thought that he committed himself there, because he didn't do anything that would get him put in there. The last time I checked, they did an intervention. It didn't go well, and then the next thing you know, he's there. Now again, I don't know if he actually checked himself in or whatever, but he can technically check himself out anytime he wants. So I don't really understand why we're. I don't really understand. Like the he, I don't get it. I don't remember if he actually checked himself in or if they committed him. I don't get the full story. But eventually, he starts playing games a little bit, and she's like, listen, I'm not going to sit there and keep doing this. And he finally says the cold case is Lee Shen's murder. Now, I think this woman's name is Connie, right? At first, she walks up to Melinda, and I'm just like, oh, okay, what is this, some sort of stupid comedy routine or something? Because, she's been in there a couple of times just for comedic purposes. I'm like, we're really not doing this, are we? But she does genuinely apologize to Melinda for getting up in her face and just saying all sorts of nasty things. And then she leaves. She does come back later on to talk to Gabby and to say congratulations on being free. You didn't really kill Lee, and I'm glad the person that is behind it is has been caught. Now EJ is talking to Stefan about getting Gabby on the state on the pole, getting her on a press conference so he can sit there and talk about how he did a good job for Gabby. And eventually Gabby does get there, and he asks her to get on the conference or whatever, so this way he can, I don't know, make himself look good or whatever. So he leaves, and Stefan's like, I think you should do it. Just throw him a bone or whatever. And Gabby's still asking, like, all right, well, what, what do you have pretty much on him? Why is he just doing this? And eventually, Stefan does sit there and tell her about the whole Jude and Eric situation. And Gabby's like, we got to sit there and tell Eric the truth. Stefan's like, I don't want to do that. I gave my word. I want peace. I don't want to do this. Now, I think Gabby says something along the lines of, like, Eric is close to, like, I don't know, Ari or something, and it's just the right thing to do, and Eric is a good person. But eventually, Stefan convinces her, don't do it, just don't say anything. This is the price that we gotta sit there and pay. It is what it is. So, while that's going on, you got Eric going to, see Nicole, and Nicole's talking about how she's going to be going down there to the press conference and she needs a photographer. He's like, I can't do it because I'm leaving for Paris today. So she gets super sad and she's all like, oh, you're leaving today, and this, that, and the third. And I'm kind of just like, you shouldn't be having that type of emotional reaction with EJ's wedding ring on your finger. Like, I felt like this whole conversation and just the super emotionalness of it was just like I know that EJ's a scumbag, right? But I still think the way that she's been going about it with Eric has just been wrong, you know? Anyway, I think they might have hugged or whatever, and he leaves, and she gets down to the conference, and Gabby gets there and everything, and like I said, the woman Connie, I think that's her name. If her name is something else, let me know. Just congratulates her for getting out and everything. EJ goes there, he says his speech. Gabby goes there and she says her speech. There's a point where she's like, she kind of muddies up a little bit. It's like, well, you did sit there and send me there for personal reasons because you didn't like me, but you did wind up doing the right thing in the end, and setting me free and setting your feelings aside to do the right thing. So she's talking and everything, and then she's like, well, you did it. You did it out of love. Now, at first, I was gonna be like, okay, maybe she's not there saying he did it out of love for Stefan, his brother. It's like, no, you did it for Nicole. And she just blurts it out just in front of everybody that's there. Nicole is there and just throws it all out. And I'm just like, what? That part of me is like, did you not just have a conversation with your husband less than 30 minutes ago about how he wanted peace, he wanted tranquility, you know, let's just do this for him. Let's just keep the secret and everything like that. And you just decide, I'm Gabby Hernandez. I'm gonna do whatever the f I want, and you just decide to just blow his name. Just blow his whole life up just because. I mean, it's not just because. I mean, it's because one is the right thing. Two, she don't like him. Okay, but I mean, I guess it is coming out. So part of me is like, I can't sit there and be upset now. I think it probably would have been a better way if maybe if Holly found out or something like that. But like, it is what it is. It's not the way that I would have wanted it to come out. But hey, at least they're gonna start to close that chapter. And you gotta also remember something. Erica's leaving. The actor that plays Erica's leaving, and Nicole's leaving. So we all know where this is going. Even before I see the promos tonight, Nicole's gonna sit there and want to go with Eric to Paris. That's how that's gonna work. That's how it's gonna work out. That's gonna be their closing um, storylines. Now with Eric or with Greg Vaughn, I don't know why he's leaving. Right? Ariana, I think that's the name. She's leaving for a different reason. At least now it makes sense. And I guess, you know what? I don't think about this. Between the fact that they're both leaving, I think this is the way that it just had to be. Because normally, like something like that, she probably would have sat there and listened to her husband. But because both actors are leaving, this was one of those things where it's like she just blurted it out because they're both leaving. They can't really sit there and stretch it out any longer. So, yeah. Now, towards the end of the episode, turns out it's Connie that kills Shen. Yeah. Honestly, tell you the truth, she, right from jump, she already looked like a nut job. Okay? She looked like a straight up nut job. And so when she did it, it was like, and granted, I was like, there has to be something more. Because I knew it must have been something, I knew it must have been something about her. It's like, she's going to be featured in something because her just coming out of nowhere and just being like, well, Linda, I'm so sorry, and da 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 da. And, Gabby, I'm so congrats. I was like, I knew it had to be more. Okay, so Melinda is waiting for Kristen. Kristen gets there, and, Melinda's like, at first, Kristen's like, why would AJ be batting for you? And Melinda's like, hey, listen, I know that we have issues. You did kill my daughter, but I could be professional about it and just do the job. And Kristen's like, I can't. I don't trust you. And she's like, and I actually told her, she's like, you've been after me for a while for that. That doesn't just go away at night. And I'm not going to be sitting there constantly, looking over my shoulders for you. Now EJ comes in and EJ sweetens the deal by offering her his shares. Now Kristen's really sus, but she accepts it. She does sit there and ask Melinda, like, okay, so what's the real reason? Melinda doesn't say anything, but at this point, it's not going to really matter, right? It's not going to really matter. Damn, honestly, tell you the truth, it was a good thing that Melinda actually, accepted it, and just the timing of it just works because in all reality, EJ would not have fought that hard. He wouldn't have fought at all for her if he wasn't worried about that secret coming out. Man, I wonder if EJ going to be brought up on charges. That's another thing. Is he going to be brought up on charges? But yes, all in all, I would sit there and say this was a decent episode. Definitely a cliffhanger. Cliffhanger might have been a rush cliffhanger, but it was a cliffhanger nonetheless, and I could be happy with that. So kudos to Days on doing that. Also, kudos to the actress that's playing Gabby. Okay, I know that there's a lot of backlash, a lot of people. There's always going to be some person that's going to be like, I don't like the new Gabby, which is it's fine. Listen, that's your thing. But I think that she's doing the role. I think she's doing the role good. Um, Days usually has a good track record, except for this whole Teresa thing. They usually have a good track record when it comes towards recasting. They usually have a good track record when it comes towards recasting. So I think the new Gabby is doing fine so far, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what she's going to be doing next. Yeah, I always sat there, was like, wow, okay, just blew his life to hell, which in all reality he does deserve. So it's not like I'm like, oh, poor EJ. It's like, no, 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 this is exactly what he deserves. Some jail time too. Let's just put it out there. Anyway, that's all I really got. I can't think of anything else. But if I do come up with something, right in the comment section, I'll come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and Restless, and I will see you in the next video.